Welcome to Tip TV Trading View with me, Jenny Hammond and Zach Mir. And in the studio, we've got Steven Woodcock, a senior FX trader. So, Steven, with currency markets, what's sort of catching your eye at the moment?
Dollar strength, which is what we've been set up for since the beginning of the year, and now seems to be coming into fruition since obviously the Trump vote. And
I think Yellen's helping matters along as well with the speculation of a rate rise.
Yeah, but that speculation, fed up with talking about that, really. You know, we've been speculating about a rate rise all year. Yeah, is it next month? Is it next month? Is it the following month? You know, it really is uninteresting. And I can't believe we've gone a whole year talking about it. Yeah, and there's been inaction.
Does anybody believe Yellen?
Well, the thing is I think
any credibility whatsoever.
Yeah, but I think we've spoke before that by her relative inaction and if you like, she's sort of like she's gone into the background. We don't really talk much about Yellen, and I always think, well, she's a central banker, so she's done her job very well because we shouldn't be talking about them. They should be like operating from behind the scenes and guiding things, and that's what she's done. I think she's done an okay job. I'm going to say she's done a fantastic job, but what is a fantastic job these days?
She said she's going to serve her full term.
Yeah, well,
why would she say that now?
Because she doesn't get on with Donald Trump. So.
Yeah, the Donald Trump, like Yellen spat, I don't know if, you know, that's probably been blown totally out of proportion behind closed doors. They probably...
But yeah, but they're opposite.
You know.
They're total, it's just like Spurs and Arsenal or something, isn't it? I mean, they're totally opposite.
I doubt if it's quite like that, Zach.
Is it?
I doubt if it's like Tottenham Arsenal, but no, I'm, you know, listen, we're in a new. Well, we're not even in his term yet, are we? You know, we've got a lot of things on the horizon, and I think Yellen for the moment is probably doing the right thing, just to sit there and take the money. You know, and I'm only using that as a, you know, but no, I think what she'll do is sit there till January and then see what happens then when you know, he does take his seat. So
the dollar from strength to strength. Well, let's move on to the first slide to see what else is happening in the market. So talk me through this.
Well, you know, dollar Swiss. I have to admit, I'm a dollar Swiss trader. That's what I originally sort of. That was my pair with Euro Swiss, and I find this at the moment really it's just still the safe haven currency, the Swissy. But obviously with the SNB action last year, we're really in a different market now, and the Swissy is not being traded like it used to be traded, you know, and people who were
been abandoned, like people said, they've taken revenge and said we're not trading anymore. The
SNB, you know, at the time, if you remember when the SNB let the peg go, and it obviously dropped through 120 like a stone, you know, and you know, this is a big. I mean, I've been in, like I've said before, I've been in the market for over 30 years, and it's the biggest move I ever saw. Even though it was really a little bit exaggerated, purely because all the algos mucked up and people turned their machines off that didn't quote. So that's why you saw that move. But since that day, a lot of people have been steering clear of the Swissy, and you know, dollar Swiss view at the moment, I'd say is a very, I don't know, skewed view on the fact that it isn't, the depth isn't there. Okay, so for the moment, I mean, that chart really for me, yeah, the SNB, we know the Swissy would like the Swiss would like the Swissy cheaper, but so does everyone else. Everyone wants their currency cheap at the moment. So you know, I just think probably we'll probably stay around these ranges for the moment. I don't see anything coming out of that. I don't see the dollar Swiss for the moment roofing. I don't see that. You know, even though we're in a dollar ball situation. I don't see the dollar Swissy being one of those that runs away.
Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so what are we seeing here?
Well, Swiss yen, obviously, I mean, dollar yen is the one over the last 2 weeks that's, you know, has taken a you know, bit of a move up to the upside, and we're currently about 110.5, which is the level where we really broke through as we came down. 110.50 was a very big technical level. Tying that in with that level there, so the Swiss yen, you know, I'm not sure where that line above really emanates from, but I'm same again. I expect the yen to become a lot weaker over the coming months, and you know my view, Zach, that we're going back to $125 yen, which takes this. You know, if we have relative non-movement in the Swissy, that still means, you know, Swiss yen goes higher.
What's driving the yen weaker, do you think?
Well, just the Bank of Japan do want a weaker yen, and I just think, you know, we're in a very, very strong bull dollar move at the moment. Okay, with the policies that Trump is supposedly going to be putting forward, the dollar has no reason to fall. It's simple as that. And you know, if you take policy, you know, it's going up. Simple as that. Now I know it isn't going to be a one-way street. It isn't just going to go one way. But you know, tied in with the Bank of Japan, there's no reason for dollar yen to go lower. And people aren't going to have to buy yen now. I mean, we're going to get news out of Europe over the coming 6 months. That's, you know, we're going to go back into focusing on Europe. But for the moment, we're focusing on the dollar still, probably until January. And that's where we are. So I still think this probably got a little bit of upside. That chart, I've got to admit, I do like that. That would be a nice top if it turned round, but it hasn't turned round yet. So for the moment, yeah, we're at the top end of a wide range for that. And dollar yen as well. I mean, it's a quick move we've had up from, you know, if you take it on the night, we went down to 101.5 or 101.20, I think, dollar yen. And we're now above 110. So that's a 10 big figure move in you know, relative quick amount of time. So
yeah, okay, let's move on to the next slide because we haven't got that much time. Okay, euro yen.
Euro yen. See, now this is one that for me, I like the fact that there's a double top formation there. Now, at the moment, if you look at the right hand side of the chart, it's actually quite strong. It does look strong, but same again. You know, the yen seems to have weakened very quickly over the last 2 weeks. I'm a massive euro seller, so, and again, probably tied in pretty much like the Swiss yen chart, where, yeah, we're at the top end of a bit of a range at the moment, and I do expect this maybe to maybe pull off of here a little bit more, because I still see the euro lower. You know, the yen is really, we said about the Bank of Japan, who are, you know, they relative inaction, really sort of, we kept seeing the yen strengthen, and what I said prior to the US elections is that perhaps the Bank of Japan have said, well, let's just sit around and see what happens out of the US, and it may just naturally help them, and sure enough, that's what's happened. So for the moment, I'm a yen seller. But I'm also on this one, on the cross, euro yen cross, I'm also a euro seller. So this probably has more room upside, but I'd say it's a slower pace.
Okay, let's quickly move on to the last slide.
Well, euro sterling for me, really, there's only one way, pretty much as that chart says for this, which is we see euro sterling trade a tad lower again, which for me is, you know, the way it should be going. And we've had the bad news out for sterling, and it actually wasn't bad news. The bad news, according to some people, is that we're coming out of Europe and uncertainty and indecision, but we're coming into a lot of a period now where Europe is coming into the news now, and I don't see any of the events that are due to be happening in Italy.
It's multiple car crash, isn't it?
It is, and I do. What I actually was quite 2 days ago, listening to one of the channels, sitting at my desk, was that you can actually see now that Germany is actually getting a little bit stroppy, and I've got a funny feeling, you know, we're going to see, like you say, a bit of a car crash. And you know my thoughts on this. The euro itself trades back far below its previous lows. So you know, that's the way that I look at it.
Stephen, thank you. Steven Woodcock there talking about the currency market.